That girl is never afraid to reach his hand out and touch something he's never touched before. I grew up in the street.
How close is he into the candle spiders?
Oh, he's pretty close.
Candle spider.
There's a couple of their bodies hanging down around them.
Yeah. Can I touch a spider from where I am?
If you want to move the disc over a bit towards one, sure.
No, but when to reach the
Do you think,
I
do you
give
think
Jovan
these
that
are
look.
No.
Okay. Because
Kid's doing it again.
look, I
Puts
grew
the
up in the
skull back
streets.
together.
I've had to walk
this
through
freaking
alleyways
kid.
and pick
Oh
up
my
people's
God.
half-eaten hot dogs out of like the muck to survive. So this is nothing.
Yeah, but generally the hot dogs don't come back to life when you touch them.
I also don't expect the spiders to come back to life. The candles are off. Now, if you're suggesting I might light the candles again to see what happens,
Don't you fucking dare.
So,
if this was another other campaign,
as you go over, Gurgen bends his knees a little as if he's
This
getting ready
isn't
for
a square.
combat and draws out this magnificent-looking jeweled pickaxe hammer.
how has he been hiding that from us?
He had it in the sack.
Oh, okay.
So he pulls it out of there, and it seems to be incredibly well crafted. It's got like a twist in the handle to give it more of a grip.
Alright.
It goes up, and it looks fantastic.
As I'm reaching
That's
out,
awesome.
I will pause briefly when he does it because I am overcome with both shock, awe, and greed. But it passes quickly.
Be
And
careful, be careful, Tadriel. I don't like this.
I'm always careful. I'm ready to leap to safety at any given moment.
Wait, and he's
Done.
with Gurgen, right?
Yeah, he's with...
Yeah.
God damn.
Gurgen's
Our
the one I
freaking
like.
leader, yeah.
No, Gurgen and I are going to become buds.
You guys
Be
are
like
both
the
gonna
odd
die.
couple.
Gorgon's the lead. No, Drothis is the one that I like.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, Gurgen's the leader, and we're gonna need him.
Yeah, Gurgen and I are going to be buddies. He's going to take me under his wing as like that weird crazy kid that's like totally not dwarf-like.
Dwarf tier list for me goes Drothis, Thornholt, Gurgen, Anson.
I like your list.
Gurgen's going to find me like
Thorholtz is
charming
great.
and like spunky. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we don't have kids like you in dwarf
We
land.
don't need... I mean, we have a backup leader in any
Yes.
case. So...
Yes.
Yeah.
I want Gurgen to think of me
But-
as the weird boy kid that he never had. Do any of these dwarves, have they told us anything about whether they have families back home?
You haven't asked.
I don't think they do.
It's like,
They probably
if
do.
I die, make sure my beloved receives my beard or whatever it was.
Yeah, we're gonna get that like find my wife and tell her.
Yeah, I know exactly.
And then die.
Yeah, it's like
As he's eaten by spiders.
yes. It's like I saved this beard.
Okay. So yeah, so you want to reach
Yeah,
out.
so I reach out and like try to grab it. I want to be careful that if it's held precariously that I don't break the webbing and just falls into the water.
So the globe seems to be pretty soundly made, as if there's no real danger of it coming apart.
Okay.
And actually, as you grab onto it, it feels hard, almost like a coconut
Ooh.
or something. Yeah, tough like that. But it feels like it's just made out of webbing.
Okay, so
And-
I'm gonna like.
So as you shake it a bit, it goes ching ching ching, as if there's some kind of coinage inside.
Score!
So you just rip it from the thing.
Yes.
Okay, it easily comes loose, but as it does, there's a twing twing as two of the spider threads snap.
Sure.
And then from one other point of the web, a huge figure comes swinging down suddenly out of the web.
Oh, so not all the webbing. So these two
a
particular
trap.
threads are wet and still tensile.
Well, either that or they're dry and they were just rigged to do this beforehand.
Oh, okay.
So as those two threads snap, somewhere out of the webbing, a huge form comes swinging down, and you can see that it's the body of one of those dead spider things.
Sure.
And it swings down and stops inches from your face, and it goes and just freezes, and you can see that it's hung up in torpor.
I actually won't. Is it actually in torpor or is it dead?
It's actually it looks like it's dead,
Okay.
and then it just swings down right by your face.
I won't really have too much of an opportunity for a full analysis because I have this like held like a pigskin as I was Tom Brady in the last play of the game, and then I've already like floating down to the rock.
When that thing swings down, Merek grabs onto Jovan's arm tightly and hides behind him.
Okay. As that happens,
I look at you strangely.
a set of webbing from above
One of
the
them was
thing
alive, I
descends
told you.
and rolls down like a curtain, like just goes. And you can see that carved in the webbing looks to be an odd kind of sigil, as if the spider spun some sort of magic rune into the webbing.
Ugh.
And as it does so, that part of the webbing where the rune is spun into lights up briefly and then bursts. And you hear this loud twang, 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 and all of the threads in the dead webs and stuff begin to go and make this kind of twanging telephone sound, which goes through all of the webs and seems to travel off out of the cave and out around up the cavern a bit, going
When you
on
say
webs.
telephone sound, are you referring
Sorry,
to the ring?
No,
Ring?
sorry.
No,
Like
he
a
means,
like a
like,
twanging
wired
rubber
wire.
band. Yeah, like yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
so you're saying that this webbing actually fills the entirety of this cavernous thing, and that there's
It seems that there's a section of webbing that goes around one side of the scar and leads deeper into the lake that you can't see.
Now hold on. Might be able to stop it.
Okay.
How, as this is happening, when the twinging is getting close to us, how far is the webbing from me?
It's about 50 feet away.
I cannot do anything about this.
It's way up in the air.
I would be surprised if you were faster than sound.
I was like, what?
That'd be amazing.
So it twangs along, and then eventually the sound fades off into the distance of some of the unknown
Well,
caverns.
I might have been able to stop the twinging
Yeah,
by doing something.
The mechanical
to,
action of the web is moving
the
along.
mechanical action. I might be able to deafen the mechanical action, but it's 50 feet away.
Or snap one of the threads before it can continue.
Yeah, because you would have to like go much further ahead to where it was traveling, right? To,
Well,
cut it off
yeah.
in a future place.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's presuming it's not a web, because if it's a singular line.
I was hoping to get to something before it reaches, but it's 50 feet away. I could do it if it were 30 feet away.
Also, most webbing are set up in parallel and not in series, and it's not so easy to deal with.
The webbed up globe is in your hand, though.
Yes. Oh, I guess the dwarves now know I can just float to safety, because it's like...
Oh, did you jump off of the disc?
Yeah, do you think I would stay on the disc if a monster thing was like... That's why I said I'm holding the ball like Tom Brady at the end of the game,
Right.
and I'm already halfway down floating from the disc.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Because the
Alright.
moment it was like within this might eat
You
my
leaped.
face,
Okay.
I had already jumped off.
All right. So you begin.
Jurgen is on the disc by himself.
So you begin
Too
floating
too
down towards some of the rubble
Yeah.
and descending down there.
It's too soon.
And the dwarves go, ha! Gurgen like looks around and goes, ah! And Dorothus goes, you guys all right down there? And Gurgen goes, yeah. Hold on a sec. And he flies the disc down and lowers it so he can catch you as you land slowly.
Okay.
And he goes, that's a neat trick.
Yeah, well, when you're thieving in Lear, you have to have some tricks up your sleeve.
Rather odd what that web did.
Yeah, I've seen my share of spiders, but none that behave this way. I mean, the behavior of the webbing up there, that's normal. I mean, how do you think spiders catch their flies? I mean, that's what you expect. Although, webbing that still does it after all this time, because, we've all seen dried webbing, we know how the physics of it works. This is clearly magical ability, especially the fact that there's a burst into flame tapestry. Merek, what do you think? Webbing is
Are
very
you
much
close
like...
to me now?
Yeah, we're standing on the
It
rubble
didn't
now.
burst into flame. It just lit up briefly with magical energy and then broke apart. And
Did you get a good look at that?
Not good enough. I just saw it
Well,
out
I
of the
mean,
corner of my eye. It looked
we're
like magic.
30 feet away, right?
We
Yeah.
couldn't have seen.
Yeah,
But-
I also was
Oh, it's not a really big tapestry where
No,
it's
it was just
like,
as if the spiders had woven some sort of tapestry out of webbing and
Right.
had a rune in it. But it was
Okay.
maybe that far wide across.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like this giant thing that fell down. It had a giant
Oh,
rune
no,
that
no.
says...
Jovan was obstructing my view.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm rather large.
Sign you, Jovan, and your hours at the gym?
That's what I do.
Gurgen floats the disc down.
Still the same
Okay.
strength as me.
In the meantime,
That's true.
He's
Thor
not
helps.
working for strength, he's working for bulk.
I'm working for wisdom.
He's got those. He's got those showing muscles.
Yeah.
I gotta do those crossword puzzles at the gym.
In the meantime, Thornhelt's looking over the edge of the ruins into the lake water, and you went to look at the
Yeah, I have my armor on. I'm gonna join him at the edge and say, "What do you see down there?"
So you can see that down below the lake water, wrapped up in some of the mushrooms, like they've grown around it, is a old bleached skeleton.
I called it. Yeah.
And upon this skeleton's neck is a odd-looking amulet. It has a black chain that goes around the skeleton's neck, and then upon it, it has the symbol of a curved, twisting snake-like form with a large reptilian head.
Okay, so it doesn't look familiar, but
No.
about how far down would you say it is?
It's in the water. It's like maybe 10 feet into the water.
10 feet.
Yeah.
Can anyone dive that far?
His scarf pen.
I'm not touching the water, and neither is my scarf.
Oh, come on, just grab the amulet.
Come on.
It could be really sick.
Come on. It's going to ruin my scarf.
Look, what if we don't grab the amulet now, and when we later reach the exit with the amulet-shaped lock for us to leave?
Why would it be really that way?
You know, fine.
That'd be terrible.
Fine.
No, come on.
You can use my.
Come on.
Do you want to use my other scarf?
While I'm helping
sure.
the party
I hand over my
and the
10-foot
doors
pole. Have fun.
provoke
Wait,
him
I have a
to use
10-foot
his scarf,
pole.
I'm slowly peeling away webbing.
You notice as you begin to peel away, that's pretty tough. It'll probably be quicker just to cut it.
Okay. I'm happy to do that too.
That's one of those fucking spider babies.
If I'm covered with spider babies, I'm gonna cry like a baby and jump into the water.
Yeah, you should.
In which case I can get your amulet.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I'm alright with this development.
As you begin cutting it, I'm assuming you guys stepped off the disc.
I stepped off the disc the moment the Let me
so-
reiterate. When the
I heard that you jumped off,
Alright.
but Gergen swung down and caught you, and then landed the thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
I thought he caught me and that he caught up with me. As
yeah.
Oh, I thought you landed and then you got back on the disc and then you joined us down.
Well, whatever. The point is you're on the rubble now.
Yes.
Yeah,
And the disc,
we're all down.
and the disc begins floating back up to pick up the Drothus.
Yeah.
Oh, is he the last one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was
So you cut open the thing, and as you cut it open, you open it up, and a number of gold coins spill out.
I am happy with this.
7 gold coins spill out onto the ground. They seem to be of a different and much older minting than the current coins used in Lier.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
asking.
Does the symbol?
Alright. Now use your 10-foot pole to.
All right.
Get
So I'm
that.
gonna take out my 10-foot pole and see if I can reach it down into the water
Fish
and,
it out?
and
Should be
fish
easy.
out the
Yeah.
necklace.
Okay, so give me a second.
I've done that at the pool.
As the coins fall out as well, Dadriel, you also notice that there are a few scraps of parchment that's obviously been old and eroded with age that drift down out of the coins and lay among them.
Ooh.
Anyway, so you reach your 10-foot pull down. Yeah, it's easy enough to reach it down into the water. It passes into the water and by the fungus, and as it goes down by the skeleton and begins to you hook it off, it knocks some of the fungus around, and they release these little tiny blue microbe things that float up and glow and drift off into other parts of the lake as you disturb them.
Well, it
And
seems fine.
And it makes the light a bit brighter.
That's cool.
I had 10 to 1 odds that your pole would have melted into acid, but
Well, that's better than you just jumping in.
Yeah.
So
So you reach down and easily hook the amulet off of the
Okay.
thing and bring it up out of the water.
nice.
I am impressed by Jovan's amazing dexterity because a pole is just a pole and doesn't have a hook in it. So
Well,
I'm
it's a skeleton, so he could just go. and
Oh,
just,
is he bringing the whole skeleton up?
No, he's just bringing up the.
Yeah,
the
no,
amulet.
you just
But it'd be
hook
easy
it
enough
under
to
the
hook
amulet and you just
just
kind of
the
like
amulet and then
Yeah.
bring it over the
wiggle it around. It'll
I
come
had
around.
to do that several times. It's super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid
Yeah, I've
kids
done that-
dying
I've
at the
done that
bottom of the
much
pool with
times.
amulets
And-
around
and-
their
oh,
necks.
so the skeleton's not intact?
No, well, I mean, it is intact, but like the things around part of its bones, right?
Right.
So you just hook the 10-foot pole under the chain,
Right.
and
Yeah,
then
just
lift
under it and then lift
and
it
then
up
just
over the
lift
head.
it up over the head using the pole.
Yeah.
Like it'd be really easy.
I mean, it does take some dexterity because moving a
Right.
pole in water,
moving a pole in water
that
is
long
not
of a pole in water isn't
Sure.
easy.
It's not-
but
it's not-
I used
it's not an
to
impossible
fish
feat.
things out of my
It's-
pool. all the
yeah,
time.
it's not hard.
Yeah.
I just figured that if it had died and had been in the water and had turned into it'd be desiccated and it'd be like caked on, and so there'd be
Oh, I see what you
treatment
mean.
and stuff
That
for
would be a lot more
So-
impressive. but
No,
it
no,
doesn't-
it seems to be made of material that didn't cake onto the skeleton.
Okay. And so there's actually no mineral deposits down here either. It's just a skeleton laying at the bottom of the pool with mushrooms around it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
it's
much.
not really at the bottom of the pool. It's kind of off to the side of one of the rubble heaps that's underwater, and it's like grabbed by the mushrooms and hanging off kind of the side of the rubble heap.
grabbed by the mushrooms.
Yeah, you can't actually see down. You can't actually see the bottom of the lake.
Right.
You can't see. Oh, so it's on
okay.
like a little shelf.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Ah,
Alright.
Okay, cool.
yeah. So you hook the amulet off and lift it over.
All right.
So yeah, you can easily just tilt it up and slide the amulet down towards yourself.
Well, I'm not
if you
going to
want
slide
to.
all the way down. I'm going to slide
Touches your
like
hand and
part
turns
way
you into
down
stone.
and then like set it on the ground.
Okay.
And we'll go over and poke it with things
Inspect
until
it.
we think it's
Get it.
all right.
So
you try it, Gergen. You like everything.
So Thornhild makes his way over to it and sniffs it and he goes, there's gold deposits in this. It's melted right into the frame of it.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Oh, all right.
And
Does anyone,
using that dwarf ability.
does anyone recognize these symbols?
It's just a twisting looking serpent with a
Yeah.
head.
Does anyone recognize it?
Is there any like design?
Like history of Lear? Like is this symbol showing up anywhere? Or the coins that you you have?
The dwarves start stroking their beards and stuff.
Like a time.
The style of metalwork has not been seen since the Second Age,
right?
Exactly. That kind of thing.
Right, they're looking at it and they start thinking and hemming and hawing over it, and they go, "Well, it's very old. Probably really old, actually. Judging by the way it was fired, it's probably over maybe 1,000 years old, possibly longer.
Oh.
Other than that, don't know. Don't recognize the symbol." Merek, can you give me an intelligence check?
Yes.
Oh. It's
19.
A dragon symbol.
Wow. Your time in cults. Your time in a cult. Had you studying some history.
Yes.
And during that time, you learned some, not a lot, but some about the 8 demon monarchs.
Ooh.
Wow, our book had a lot more than I thought.
I mean, you weren't the fly-by-night house. This was the highly academic research.
That's like basic cultist stuff. Like, any warlock who knows assault knows about the 8.
Okay, all right.
So, in those, you learned about Quis.
Quis.
Yes, Quis. The dragon demon monarch. The highest and most powerful demon monarch of them all. So terrifying that all of the other demon monarchs are scared of him. To speak his name is to invite bad luck upon yourself and misfortune.
Well, I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah. But the amulet is shaped in a symbol similar to what you remember seeing in the book.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, in my studies, I have seen something similar to this before. It's one of the demon monarchs, one of the 8. To say his name invokes bad luck. And for that reason, I will not tell it to you. Also, I will not touch it.
Thorhelt nods his head a couple of times. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Well, do you think it's safe to handle?
The other dwarves shrug, and they go, I don't know. You're the cleric.
I'm gonna go up and... Yeah, do I bless it or do I just pick it up?
I do not like cults, so I will not touch it.
I'll cast blessing on it.
You want to cast blessing on the amulet? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it'll remove a curse, probably.
Well, there's actually a clerical spell called Remove Curse, but you can certainly try to bless it.
I certainly don't have Remove Curse,
So you know how in real history people always say things like by Jove or by the beard of Odin and stuff like that? Do people ever invoke the demon lord's names and curses like in the streets and things like that?
Yes, sometimes. Not a lot. Because saying their names... Because they still can be very active in the present day.
Sure.
And saying their names is dangerous because it leads them to you.
Okay, so it's not like people are just superstitions and say, "Oh, by Quist,"
No, like things happen.
Okay.
Don't say his name.
All right.
You're gonna roll a 1.
14. That's a 14. That's minimum.
Uh-oh.
And it doesn't do anything to amulets.
So you call upon your god as you bless the amulet, Netro, and as you do so, you suddenly, in your vision, you get this sudden flash of just this massive dragon-like maw just coming at you and going, and then it just disappears. And you're just like, and the amulet starts to glow red hot after the blessing, and this voice booms in your head, and it goes, "Be gone." And
I back away in a cold sweat.
Give me a luck roll.
Jovan's tougher than me. I would have jumped in the water by now.
Yeah.
Oh, roll under my luck.
Yeah, roll under.
Oh, you just bumped the.
Did I?
I rolled a 7.
It's
a 7 to my 9.
A 7. So you rolled under?
Yes, he did.
Okay. All right. You stumble back in a cold sweat, but nothing else happens.
I say we throw away this cursed piece of garbage.
You were very correct that it is demonic, but
in blessing it, it's become obvious to you that this is a holy symbol of a cleric of Quis.
Stop saying it.
Well,
no, you say it.
No, see, yeah.
Sure.
I mean, none of us have said it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's okay. It's a holy symbol of a cleric of this monarch, and I saw a vision of the maw of a dragon, and it said, "Be gone."
That makes sense. We should throw it away. We should not destroy it. We should not touch it. We should not mess with it.
Look, this is
Okay.
This isn't gonna be He's gonna be valuable.
I need to intercede here because we need to make sure that this doesn't mess up the time frame of what's going on. Because basically, because we're all standing on this island and things are happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
So I need to clarify before they drag the story too far ahead and
Okay.
then I get stuck retconning again.
That's a good point. Okay.
So because sometimes you guys start something and it just goes ahead and then people who are doing other things on the side never get to it and then we end up having to argue about retconning. So.
Sure.
While all this is going on, because clearly this takes time. And there's a lot of
I mean, we're
actions
just kind
going
of
on.
digging around.
So, when the coins fell and there were pieces of parchment, number one, I want to clarify that they are just broken pieces of parchment, that there aren't still little scraps of writing that you can make out or anything.
There are little there are scraps of discarded writing, but it's in a language you don't recognize.
Right. I just want to make sure that if there is anything relevant, that we don't let it get blown away or we run
Right.
away.
No,
with
there's no wind down here
Okay.
or anything like that.
Secret to the evil amulet right here.
Yeah, no, because
Don't bless it.
Because I want to know are these parchment pieces like the Q documents where they're still fairly intact and I can just collect them up, or are they one of those things that if I accidentally touch them they'll break apart or something like that?
They'll probably crumble to dust as soon as you touch them.
Okay.
But you can certainly try to if you were very gingerly careful, but they're not going to make any storage. They're not
It's
going to
the
make
hands
any
of a
trade.
thief.
Can I extract the coins without disturbing the parchment?
Yeah.
I want Merek to be able to look at
Yeah,
them
it's
before he gets
easy.
this.
They fell out, so you can just pick up the coins.
So I grab all the coins,
Mhm.
and then once I've had that, and I won't disturb the parchments, because I presume even though there's no wind down here, if they're like pieces of parchment, if I just move next to them, or if someone suddenly starts by being scared by a demon lord, it might just cause them to blow away.
Okay.
So then, when he's over there doing the thing, and they're having this discussion about the amulet and how he needs to throw it away,
Yeah.
I will reach towards it with one hand, and with my left hand make the gesture of the keepers to signal to Jovan that this is exactly the kind of thing that keepers always look for and want to be able to examine, and that we cannot throw it away because we have
there's
an
no way
obligation to our group to retain it.
With the directed the scraps.
Yeah.
Or the amulet.
No, the amulet.
Yes. Okay.
Well, I mean, both of them, really.
You
Yeah.
receive the sign and you know what it means. Nobody else does. Well, Merek might have an inkling.
Well,
but
are you going to take it?
I'm
Okay.
not.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
reaching for it.
I'm a little
the
heated.
amulet?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I mean, it
'Cause-
glowed red hot.
Yeah.
Is
is it still burning
don't know
hot?
if you're
No, it
aware
cooled
of
down.
it.
Okay,
It was like-
no, because the thing is that because the symbol is the left hand and the left eye.
Yeah.
So I'm reaching with my primary hand, and while I'm doing that, everyone's going to
okay.
be directed at the
Right.
movement. This is like sleight of hand, right? You create a distraction, and then I'm doing this, and everyone's looking at, going, "Oh my gosh, the kid is grabbing the amulet," but he's going to be able to see the sign.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right. I'll notice it.
Listen, I might have one demon looking for me. I will not have another.
So you reach
I
out.
wash my hands of the situation.
So you reach out and
Oh.
snatch the amulet
Yes.
from yourself, and as you grab onto it and hang on, the metal suddenly heats up suddenly again.
Oh, I let go right away.
All right, and you let it go instantly. It doesn't burn you, but it clatters to the ground,
Right.
and you hear this voice in your head that goes, "Who dares to disturb my holy symbol?" That just rumbles through your head.
I think in my head, it is not a disturbance, but a caress of great respect.
There's no response. You'd imagine that the message was merely
Just tied to the...
Yeah.
I am done with cults. This should be thrown into the waters where it will never be disturbed again.
I have to just double check. When I attempted to bless it, was that technically a failure? Because
Yes.
I mean, I rolled enough to do something to liquid, but not enough to affect an amulet. And it probably would have counted as a failure
that'd be a
anyway.
failure.
Yeah.
So
It's better than holding the
it's
HP.
on chain, right?
Yeah.
And how big is the amulet? Is it like...
It's like about this big.
Oh, it's pretty
The
big.
whole thing, yeah.
Alright, so...
I mean, it's made to hold and
Right. So, does Jovan still have his 10-foot pole?
I do.
I flick open a small sack and hold it out.
All right, I'm gonna pick it up with the 10-foot pole
Okay.
and put it in the sack.
The dwarves go, "Ah, that's a dangerous thing. You sure you want to carry it around?"
Well,
Will
we're
you prefer to carry it for me?
No.
gonna be careful with it.
It's a wondrous trinket. I believe that it might bring a fair price. It's definitely very, very interesting.
We should not circulate that back into the world.
Thing seems like it's cursed. Oh well, it's your neck.
I have friends who would be interested in such things.
Can't
Search
believe we're
and
going to
like.
bring that back to the surface.